Hi all, welcome to another Chess 24 Banter Blitz. It's approaching 11:30. Before we get into the games, let's have a look at an amazing voucher code you can use. So I'll just show you this voucher code, and the voucher code is Kingscrusher. So if you go to chess24.com/premium and use this voucher code, you get 15% off. So you can get to play the likes of Magnus Carlsen, other fantastic grandmasters, but Magnus Carlsen is the current world champion, so particularly him maybe, and international masters, celebrities, and even bunnies like me. You can have a go at crushing every Sunday at 11:30. Okay, so with that little intro, let's go to the games page. Okay, so going to the challenges. Ninedeuce, hi there. Okay, so d4. Okay, I'll play the hypermodern knight f6, hypermodern king's engine defense, and that looks a bit passive, as if saying, waiting for me to play e5. I'll play. Okay, I like the c5 square now. I can entrench a knight there, surely. a5 stops b4. I'm looking at liberating this bishop later, but for a moment I can seal against b4 by playing a4 later if needed. Maybe bishop d7 a4 is a classic King's Engine thing to do. I hope audio and visual is okay, by the way. Okay, let's clamp down on this b4. So this makes the queen side kind of more solid, I believe, if I don't have to worry about the queen side. Prophylaxis, as Nimzovich would say, kind of minimizing the counterplay before going on to the attack. Or art of war, put yourself beyond defeat before going on to the attack. So anyway, it's kind of solid here, but maybe it needs bishop d7. Okay, maybe white can set up a battery. So the question is, queen d1. Yeah, I'm going to be challenged here about this whole concept. So what about this for a moment, with the crazy idea? I don't usually play like this. I was going to play queen a8 to queen d1, but anyway, that's not an issue. I was going to play queen a8. All right, what is going on here? Why is b2 being allowed? Oh, because that pawn was just there for the taking. Okay, there's some tactic on this diagonal now. There's a loose rook. Can I go for something? A tactic? Or just the king side? Maybe the king side. Actually, I'm giving my opponent b3 back. Yeah. Well, b2, it was a goner anyway. Okay, so no problem. Have b2 back. I still feel pretty solid on the queen side at the moment. Maybe knight g4 coming in, bishop e5, queen h4. So bishop e5 or knight e5 going into that d3 square looks very good actually, without having to sacrifice a piece just yet. Yes, knight d3 looks kind of tasty. As tasty goes. Knight d3. That opens up this bishop as well. Hits the queen. There's a potential for knight takes and rook takes if he's not careful. At the moment, the queen is the guardian of the position. I wonder, bishop takes, pawn takes. That knight's pinned. Can I use that? Fascinating. I'm not sure it's that significant. There is b2 here though. That's pawn's now held by the knight. Bishop takes. I think what it does is loosen d5. You know, maybe from that angle, just loosen d5, because I know queen g5 hits d5. I don't know if this is a bit of a silly plan. I mean, there's a certain amount of logic to it, surely. Okay, I can take that. And I can go back into d3. Or I could just play queen takes d5 as mentioned. Queen takes. Got to be wary about bishop b3 on this diagonal. If I ever play f5, you know, one day bishop b3 could be dangerous. One day. I wonder, like, knight. It still feels pretty solid. I think I'll go back over here, away from that diagonal. So, okay, I'll capture towards the centre. Right, there's a knight e7 resource. That pawn's hanging, that pawn's hanging. Maybe f5 for a moment. Just hold here. There's a check, but maybe king h7. Oh, these pawns look a bit dangerous, actually. So do I need to get serious about any kingside attack? I can go for f4 with rook a e8. f4 looks thematic. These pawns, yeah, they could be dangerous. They set a sort of timeline, time deadline for the attack. Okay, that's pinning there. Yes, it's not all roses. f4, so I'm unpinning for f4. If I get in f3, okay, I'll take here. There's a concrete target. f2, maybe e3. e3. F takes, queen takes f1. If not, e2 actually. Okay, so this looks rather dangerous for my opponent, doesn't it? e2 or not. There is potential of bishop e5 as well if g3 queen takes, but unfortunately knight takes is there. What if I played rook e5 first, knight takes, bishop takes, threatening mate, g3 queen takes? I think I'll go with this. Actually, I'm not really threatening checkmate because, well, no, I mean, I think there was takes. Anyway, all right. So here, rook g5 builds some pressure. So I'm threatening. I'm not threatening queen takes. That pawn's dangerous now. Okay, that pawn's getting dangerous, and there's knight b8 on the cards. Let's just do this for a moment. Oh, blame me. This doesn't look well, this position. It doesn't look that well, and time's getting short. I'm not trying to create drama, but there's bishops on that rook. Oh, blimey. Am I in trouble? Am I getting in trouble here? Looks as though all is not well here. I don't know about this move. All right. Okay. I don't know. I'm stuck. Oh, blimey. c4. I don't think this helps. All right, so he's on the rook. Can I take the pawn? No. I can play bishop d4 though. Maybe and then take the pawn. Is he giving up his queen maybe? But bishop takes, bishop takes. Yeah, if I took the pawn, queen takes, fine. I've disconnected f2 from a7. I'm glad to take that off. Put this back. Alright, so I think I'm back in the driving seat. I'll threaten checkmate now. Yeah, that was getting scary. That was getting very, Very scary. Well played. Brandozen. Hi there. So that was actually quite classic play from white, using the queen side past pawns. Oh, Brandozen. Okay, you're there. I'll play I like the Austrian attack. That's squishy. Okay, I'll test the waters here. Little pawn sack. Try and liberate the pieces. Little pawn sack. If I castle queenside soon. Okay. E5 looks fun. Trying to sort of get this rook going against the D file. Okay, that hole looks good, like G5. And let's do something about that. Although B4 is nasty. Alright, maybe I'll have to do that, because B4 looks nasty. Maybe it's not plain sailing this. I wonder if, yeah, is on the bishop here. G3. I've given a rather dangerous B file, haven't I? Maybe this is not great at the moment. Although knight takes bishop c4, bishop b7, rook takes d5. Yeah, I think this diagonal of death might actually help me here. There's no bishop e6. If bishop e7, rook d5, bishop d5, bishop d5, bishop a8 after. Diagonal of death. Exploiting the defaults, because the default Kingscrusher on g8, this diagonal. Let me say, check out the diagonal of death tactics. Alright, so he's played anyway. He's played knight c6. Okay, so if I take and then bishop c4. Now e6 queen, I'll get mated. What about c3 as a safety? Just in case I'm tempted to play that way soon. Okay, that sort of blunts that bishop in advance of any e6. Okay, king c2 here for rook a1. On queen a4, bishop b3. I just want to play rook a1 to get a bit more coziness going around my king. Rook a1 looks like something. Yeah, queen a4, bishop b3, I hope. There's no queen f4 just yet. Can I get another tempo? There's rook d6, but that drops the rook. Okay, there's no c4 just yet, so if I move that... Okay, so rook d6 now. I think rook g6 for queen h. This undermines the pawn chain. Tactically, queen h5, queen h7. I think that undermines the pawn chain in a tactical manner. Yeah, I think that looks good with the knight on g5. Emerging tactical idea. He can defend with queen though. Okay, it's not terminal. It's not terminal just yet. Is queen g6 better? Let's take this. Oh, the knight's... No, he had king g8. No, the knight's on h7. Okay, thanks, Brendan. Okay. Olaf. Hi there. Let's play... I don't know, actually. Let's sense the move timing of Olaf's first move. I'm going to try and do Alaska. And when I say I'm trying to do Alaska, I'm going to try and absorb the entire context of the game. Everything I know about the game. Timings, everything. To try and create a win probability. I think this is what Alaska is about. This is my current pet theory. I think he's absorbing. He's not necessarily a psychologist. I think he's just absorbing the context, the broader context of things, not just the opponent, but other things. But I think he himself was a victim of context. When he lost to Capablanca, I saw this excellent video on Alaska during the week. By the way, it's on YouTube. It's about Mark Anderson. It's about 2 hours long. He lost to Capablanca in terrible conditions. He didn't want to play there. It was like some casino. And it was really, really high temperatures in Cuba or something. So I don't know. He really begged to not play there. So he himself became a victim, I think, of literal context. But I think he's been completely underestimated on YouTube, because I think he's got this rep as being some master psychologist or something. But I think it's just, for me, I think it's win probability. Okay, so f4, knight f6, g5, g4. I mean, I think also something Topalov once said, there's no such thing as the best move. It really depends on the opponent, blah, 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 the tournament situation. And that's the move you play. I think, so maybe Topalov is related, in a way to, Laska's thoughts on the game, that chess is a fight. If you take account the whole context of the game and not just try and play like a robot, that's interesting. But is it ethical in some way? Is it naughty to sort of factor in who you're actually playing or not? Okay, so here takes e5 is nasty. I don't want to liberate that bishop. That's not exact. That's the reverse of prophylaxis. Liberating that bishop. I think I want to take on h3. Yeah. Get my g-file attack working. I'll keep this closed in. I missed that. Okay, so queen h5 coming up. Stop that. Rook g8. And bishop g4 or knight g4. Okay, so knight g4 or rook g8 or ef. No, ef, keeps liberating the bishop. Rook g8, fe, queen e5. I want this h file, I think. Maybe bishop h6 coming up. Okay, he's gonna... No, that just drops the knight. I have unpinned bishop g4 here for knight g4. There's hg after. If I take my opportunity to snap this pawn off, try and weaken that g-file. It means knight g4, there's no lurking h3 after if I clear that pawn away. Okay, this is getting a bit scary. Can I attack that bishop with bishop h8? Does that do anything? I can't get this rook in the game. What's wrong with AB anyway for rook a1? What's wrong with AB when I look on this side of the board? I'm too concerned. I think. Oh, he's blundered his bishop. He's concerned of it, and I'm concerned. I'm missing things over here. He just missed rook g5. He's looking at my move and not the effect. Yeah, you got to look at the effect, not the move. If you look at the move, it's like I haven't done anything. It's the effect. It's liberating the bishop. It's the effect. This guy on this workplace once, every sentence, right, he used to say, in effect. He's like really, really bright guy though, from Imperial College, and he was putting me off, but he had this manner of saying in effect, and I was wondering what on earth is this about? Yeah, how comes he hasn't been called up on this? But I think in chess, when you play a move, you have to look around the entire position, the entire effect of the move. Don't just look at the move. I mean, that is not... There's no in effect there, because I've just moved the bishop. There's nothing. But if you move a pawn, it's like you might have opened up a bishop in particular, pawns in particular. The construct that in effect phrase, I think, is potent for certain types of, uncovering moves. When you uncover pieces, that idea of looking in effect at what you're doing, the whole picture. So okay, so bishop g4. So a6 and b5. a6. Let's go for this b5. What's that doing there? Is it something to do with knight c5? Is there something nasty going on here? Am I missing it? Okay, knight d4 here. Trying to exploit that pin. The bishop's kind of awkward, surely, for that pin. Maybe bishop f4. If knight d4, bishop e3. Here's c6 looks okay. If knight f6, queen f6, knight d4, there's queen d4. Oh, e5 could be a pain. Okay, maybe queen f4 here. If no. I'm what am I doing? What am I doing here? Let's just be careful here. Okay, there's e5 on the cards. If I play bishop takes now and queen e5, I need to gain a tempo, I think. If rook f5... Oh no, hang on, he's got bishop f7. Alright, it's no big deal, I think. King e7 and queen h4 g5. I think I can share that f file. Okay, he can have that pawn. It's not such a big deal. It wasn't something I'd planned for, but I don't think it matters that much, I hope. If I can use this f file, it's a semi-open file. So rook f8, rook f3, there's g5 there, I hope. Isn't there? I want to get on with rook f8 without too much hassle. Right, is there any good ideas here? There's rook h7 for queen h2, bishop e2. I just get the endings. So rook f5, queen h2. Try and pick off this bishop as a tactical liability. So rook f5, queen h2, bishop h2. Just take on this f7 with the help of my king. How is this ending? It's not lost, is it? I've got a 2-1 over here. Is it lost? This is a bit dodgy, isn't it? I could have stopped the king, I think, if I'm using g4. It's a bit crucial. Because otherwise, this could be very, very easily lost. Now, I don't want that fixing. I think a5 is important. Or b6. b6, flexibility. I would still have c5, c4 after. I don't want any a5 fixing. Because otherwise there's no c5, c4. If my king's pressing on e4, I want c5, c4 with the possibility of c3 maybe. So I think I want a position where the 2-1, okay, he's giving me squares for the king here if he plays c takes. If he plays c4, that's fine. I don't think he can easily get to the d4 pawn. As long as I don't play this, I think c5 looks plausible. Just check. Any e5, king e6. Okay, I think it's plausible. Is he getting to the e5 pawn? King e6. As long as I get to the e5 square. Alright, this is the dream destination. And now, trying to generate a passed pawn. or not, as the case might be. Did I just miss a shot to play b5? I can play king f6, then g4, then king g5, then h4. I think there is a pass pawn there. Oh, this is going to be curious. I'm not exactly sure. Although it seems it might be favourable. King g5, h4 might be favourable. Because I think his pawn's not. I need to check this. e5, king g5 goes over there. h4 takes, king takes, e5, king g5, e6, king f6, king takes g4, king takes e6, king d6. I'll play for b5 over here. Oh, okay, this is probably losing. I think he has to play e5. I get tempo here. Triangle. I want that position with triangle. King g3. There's two pass pawns here. How do I get the situation where there's two pass pawns and he doesn't queen? Do I play it here? King e6. There's a pass pawn there and there. This can be weight for that. Do I have chance for c4? b6, king e7, b7, he queens. So I go here, king g3, c4. Oh, I think you can play b3. I've just realised this isn't clever. This isn't clever. I'm about to lose this spectacularly. You know what? This isn't clever. I just realised. Oh no, this isn't clever. Okay. Is he in time for all of these pawns? Tell me he's not in time for all of these pawns. I was banking on. I think b3 was just winning. The king's not Superman, right? Can't go from there to there. I think b3 might have been winning. I think I took a risk, huge risk there. Yes, I think it's over. But let's have a look. I think I suspect b3 was just putting the end to my fun there with pass pawns. It should be equal. I just had this glimmer that I could have a pass pawn there and there, and the king's. That was the winning attempt. Alright, I thought b3. Yeah, b3 is plus 59. Oh, just b3. Just b3. Stops any pass pawn dream. Or b6. Because actually the same is for these guys. I can't go with this because of that. There's the same weighting responsibility with these two as there is with these two. So in fact b6, okay, it's a bit instructive. because I can't go for that without any other one, yeah? The same applies to me. It's the laws of gravity apply to both players here. But yeah, B3, yeah. How is this equal? I thought I was okay here. Is it still B6 is equal now because of this other pawn? Well, this is a fascinating line. Well, the engine thinks it's going to be equal here. Okay. Beware of passed pawns in the end game. They're the name of the game quite often. Those passed pawns and the dynamic possibilities. Okay, this is Bob Eames. Definitely, I've had a chat with him. It's Bob Eames. It's a FIDE master here. He hasn't got the FIDE master thing, but he's a FIDE master. So he's a champion player, really attacking player. He's won the Southend Open a few times. Played in the British Championship multiple times. Hi. Please feel free to go for a coffee break during the game if you want to lose on time. When you're in a winning position, feel free to go and make a coffee. Okay, no, that's okay. Go easy on me. Yeah. Okay. Okay, he's going for a classic c3d4. If I do this, try and get the f5 square, switch it positionally a little bit, in inverted commas, for this f5 square. Right, so knight h4 coming up. He can double my pawns, he can torch me on the c file. It might be worth playing knight b8. Just to avoid all this, just knight b8. Sorry about this, but I can't see that knight e7 helps because of g4. I'm interrupting in effect. I'm interrupting the queen. So I think I'm just going to do this. I know I'm crazy, but you know, c6, yeah, without any double pawns. Nimzovich would be proud. No double pawns, yeah. I'm sure it will give him a laugh, this move. Okay, he's going to checkmate my queen now with this crisscross. I'm under tactical pressure on d5. Oh, in fact, d5 is dropping. Oh my god. Because of rook e8. It was a bad idea. In retrospect, it was a very bad idea. There's knight e5 down. Oh god, this is going to be a nightmare. I'm being mashed. Knight b8 was too cheeky. So, looking at knight e5, queen f7, bishop c4, and things like knight b6 after, that's nice. Anything else I can do to avert any disasters? Instead of lining up on this diagonal, could I play queen d6 just for a laugh? Great. Grovel. Away from the light square bishop. Maybe yeah. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I don't want a rook e7 with tempo. If there's a g4 on rook e7, I don't want the king really with tempo. If I can get knight c6 in, is there some pressure on d4? Where's b5? Bishop b3. Bishop d7, maybe for rook e8. I can get ready for a trap with a5, so b5, bishop b3, a4, trying to win this knight tactically with a5, b5, a4. a5, cheeky move. If knight e5, maybe knight takes d4 is plausible. I'll play this anyway. I think a4. Well, the bishop's kind of obscured. Alright, so this rook e8. If I take off and then play knight takes d4, is that not something? Probably not. G5. If takes knight d4. G5 is crazy. H3 just ignores it. Knight d8. That might be queen e5. Wins the last move. Let's see, what does this do again? It plays queen d3 or something, does he? At least I take him off e5. Maybe I can go back to g7. Just let him take off a pair of rooks. And hope for the best. Knight a5 here is a tempo gainer. And then knight b3. Why is he allowing that? If queen c7, oh, queen c7. Well, maybe there's b5 here for knight d4. This is getting a bit silly, isn't it? So queen b5, knight d4, hitting the queen. But another point is, oh, there's knight d4 here if queen takes knight f3. Knight d4, queen d6, knight f3. I might be back in business. What does he do? I hope I'm back in business. No, maybe not. Actually, no. I don't know. All right. Rook e7. Try and contest the e4. Doesn't seem that bad. Let's try and protect one of the pawns. He's got double pawns. Maybe there's some draw chance. Is rook c2 coming up? Get the king over. Would he accept a draw? I don't know if he... No! Okay. Oh, thanks, Bob. Out to crush me. Okay. I gave you a chance to draw. I'm going to have to win on time now, Bob. I'm sure he's not as good at pre-moving. I've mastered the art of... Okay. I'm going to lose another pawn. Hang on. I'm going to lose all these pawns now after that. Because I'm away from f5. But he's got to speed up, man. He's got to speed up. Come on. He's got to speed up. 25. I'm 10 seconds ahead. I think Bob is not so time focused. He's a perfectionist. He's got to start pre-moving. Come on. I've got this past pawn. I'm not so worried now. I've got a past pawn winning trump card here potentially. I don't feel so dirty. It is a past pawn. It's an active king. I'm threatening mate. I don't know. Thanks, Bob. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so knight f3 coming over here. What's this? What's this? No. No. Does this really work? Yeah. I suppose it does. I suppose it does. Does it? Maybe I have been tricked into a bad opening. I'll try and shred this king though. I'm going to try and shred this king with stuff. Okay, I'm protecting f4. That means also, maybe queen d3. Black has that bishop. I think that was an interesting transaction there from Black. Very interesting transaction. Do I want the queens off? I'm not really sure what I'm doing now. Not really sure. Okay. I think there's always bishop g4 as well. This is unpleasant. I think it's official. I'll get the queens off here and just take here and then just castle. And what is this position? There's a knight f7 for it. There's bishop d4. What about c3? Setting up knight f7. Also blunting the bishop anyway. Okay, maybe bishop f4. Trying to get access to f6. Bishop f4. Okay. About this knight g3 here. Take out the bishop pair. The bishop pair is quite complementary, quite usually. So, well, there's knight f6 there. I was expecting rook e5 and then knight g3. Possibly, not rook e2, I think. because of knight f3 check, winning the rook. But I'm wondering about rook e3 instead. I think knight f3 I can just take with either rook. If I want to double on the e file, I think the safer route is rook e3. You see, I'm being a super nerd even about doubling. I think that's the key to chess. Be very, very careful about the details. Rook e2 to double, I think fails. Knight f3. Now hang on, does it? There's actually king f2, but then it's not ideal. He could maybe take on g5. Maybe that's okay. Oh, or is it? Hang on. There's knight h4. No, I think some attention to detail. Rook e3 to double, not rook e2. Alright, so, okay. This is a long think, isn't it? Oh. So I was thinking of covering another Alaska game today, and it's actually quite incredible. I put his games through computers, and he's super accurate. Okay, rook e3 here. He's super duper accurate, Alaska. He was the longest reigning world champion, largely ignored on YouTube. And I think there's a number of reasons behind that, which are interesting, I think, in their own right. There's rook e5 here, isn't there, for knight f7, the forcing move. Check all the candidate forcing moves. And I think you'll come up with rook e5 here for knight f7. I think Lasker got a bad rep as a deep psychologist, as if that's kind of. But I think it's more about win probability. I like to think of it as win probability, based on context. So if he's playing Frank Marshall, he's basically saying win probability wise, Frank Marshall's great at the middle game. Why not go to end games? And I think he won his match going to end games on that. So I think you can bring it down to win probability, not sort of an attack on the opponent's particular style. Okay, so anyway, Teja. Hi there. Okay. Okay, so Teja. So knight f3, bishop e3. And maybe bishop c4 coming up. Alright, I think there's an h3 here. I think I might have seen something like this in the not too dim distant past. Although, okay, is d5 safe enough? Knight b4. Rook c1. If knight e5, knight d4. I'm hoping this is something I can play. d5, because actually, if I can play it, I think I relish the idea of knight d4 and f4 squishing with f5. So say knight e5, knight d4. I think I've got f4, f5 coming up. So this possibility, I mean, there's knight d4 here, but then d5 drops. And what of rook c1? I suppose d5 is weak. What about just bishop c4 then? There's knight c2. Okay, so I think I have to, maybe I've caused some hassle for myself. What about bishop c4 here then? Or in fact, this is interesting because queen d4, knight c2, rook c2, bishop c2. The point is queen a7 looks dangerous. And if knight d5, queen d5, queen a7 again, as long as I'm not getting mated on d file. Queen d4, c5 runs into c5 maybe. So what is wrong with bishop c4? Do I have an insertion of e6? Maybe I just do it now. I'm just going to do it now. I'm thinking, queen a7 in this diagonal looks a bit dangerous. Does he play just queen b6, queen a8, king d7? There's knight e5 there, king e8. Okay, it's interesting, this exchange sack, isn't it? Maybe it's not. Knight c2, rook c2, bishop c2, queen a7. What is the concrete threat? Queen a8, king d7. Don't know if there's a real concrete threat just yet. Maybe it makes it worse with queen b6. Queen a8, king d7, knight e5, king e8. His bishop's on c2 there. Can you do that? Yeah, his king's protecting the rook on d8. My knight's not doing that much. Can I improve on anything? Oh, well, here there's bishop f4. I can double his pawns, I think. Can I? Because queen c5, unless he wants to drop b4. If I just take on c5 and then... That's interesting. There's other sacrificial ideas emerging after a3, knight c2, rook c2, bishop c2, bishop a6. If king b8, knight e5 looks dangerous for knight c6 maybe. I think there's compensation there anyway. Just sacking the exchange there. Do I really test that or not? Or king d1. The thing is, he's going to play e6 and then a3, knight d5. So do I play this exchange sack here? Or try and improve it first with knight e5? I think knight e5. So rook c2, I covered d7, there's knight c6 immediately winning a rook. Sometimes in going back to f7 to win the other rook. So in other words, knight c2, rook c2, bishop c2, bishop a6, king b8, knight c6, king a8, knight takes d8. Does he go back with the bishop to g6? Well, it's crunch time. Does he want to play knight c2? No? Actually, there's also king d2. I don't even need to sack the exchange. Maybe there's even king d2. So knight d4, bishop a6 is simply winning, isn't that? Or not? Alright, king d2 here, or bishop g2. Bishop g2 looks nice. For d6 sometimes. Maybe king d2 in that scenario. Knight c2, king d2, knight d4. Well, actually, there's another scenario here. There's a weakness of the last move. I just take knight f7, forking the rooks. This looks like a very pleasant position now. Yeah, given I've just spotted that as well now. There's knight f7, essentially. If I just take and then there's knight f7. I can throw in winning a pawn with d6, can I? Or is there c6? It's not worth it. c6. Alright, I'll take this guy. Or that guy. Hang on. Take this guy. Because actually there's 96 from that bishop's sort of closed in. Right, the bishop hasn't got any squares. So king d2. This one hasn't got any squares either. In fact, I'm winning this bishop in broad daylight. That bishop hasn't got any squares, and this one hasn't. That's funny. I don't see anything. Yeah, I think that's problematic, that position. That's very problematic. Okay. Okay, RealFreilos. A 3-minute game. Are you guys getting in training for Magnus Carlsen? I think he's free. He has 3 minute. Good for training for the Magnus Carlsen streams. I think Magnus plays with the 3 minute as a preference. I'm forced. Okay, so knight d7. a5, b6, knight c5. Is that an idea? I mean, it springs to mind as a classic King's Indian idea. This one as well, if I want to blunt things over here. Keep the h file closed, essentially. With, oh, hang on, there is a possibility of trapping the queen with bishop takes and shutting down the queen with g5. It's a very naughty idea. It's like in a James Bond film. The evil villain's sort of encroaching a spaceship. So bishop takes and then g5. Okay, it's naughty. It's too naughty to pass off. There might be no. It's too naughty to pass off. Oh boy. I think I'm only two moves away from trapping that queen. You know, king h8 and knight g8, but he's being violent now to get the queen out. Okay, the end of that fun then. Yeah. Oh well. Okay. So h6 threatens mate. There's rook g8 though, isn't it? And there's no queen f6. So I think rook g8 first, because knight f6, h6, and I can't play this because of queen f6. So I think rook g8 probably first. Little nuance there. Okay, so that form pawn is not going to be a killer just yet. Do I want the knight on f6 or c5? I kind of like it on c5. I don't know. I can't make up. I can't do that analysis. I would imagine, you know, g4, g5 anyway is going to kick that knight. Can I just try and get some counterplay of my own? Or maybe even just get the queens off here with queen f4. Okay, he's got passed pawns, but if the queens come off, the probability of me getting mated is much reduced. So queen f4, just getting the queens off. Should I just do that and get the queens off? Okay, the passed pawns are pretty dangerous looking. He can round up this pawn as well. Can he? Maybe he can. Can he? Because the thing is, rook h4, I mean f3, and then knight d3 and knight f2. Might be something to say about that. Or not. Maybe not. I think I'd rather just give him the pawn actually and play rook f8. Contest this f-file, get some f-file pressure. I think it looks more stable than having unprotected pieces. So he's threatening g7 just then. Nice to blockade with the king. So I'm threatening rook f2 now. If rook h1, maybe knight g6, extinguishing. I think there is knight g6 here on bishop h5, bishop e8. That should be sufficient, right? Now there's knight d3 to f4. Yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah, that's a mechanism worth knowing about, this kind of like trapping the queen. Okay. Against that sort of h-file attack. I don't know exactly the theory here. Is bishop e6 a move or bishop e7? I don't know. I'm hoping this rings a bell, bishop e7 and castling. Well, that maybe c5 is also interesting, but c5, bishop e4. Maybe I need to rest that and then try and play c5 and then castle. It rings a bell, but you know, just vaguely. If I castle, then I can play c5 with the bishop protected. He's got bishop e4, has he? I might be threatening queen e5 here. I think it would be nice to have a G road with f6 and takes and G road, especially with the bishop, you know, rook. You can imagine g2 being something. On bishop f4, g5 and h5 spring to mind. Is g5 here really super terrible? Because there's bishop g7, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, man. g5 looks very dodgy. d5 looks d6. Bishop f4. d takes doesn't look right. I think... Okay. Oh... I'm going to regret this. This doesn't look right. I know it doesn't look right. Oh, God. How much pain am I in for now? I'm just thinking crudely, d6, there's no bishop f4, right? Because there's a pin there. These pieces are asleep at the moment. Maybe there's bishop g7 and d6. But I'm not convinced because I'm loosening. Light squares. Okay, and dark squares. Okay, let's protect that for a moment. Bishop g7. Okay. Okay, do I need to stop that? Probably, because otherwise the knight's going to be wretched forever. But a4, a5, there's b4. Maybe the knight is condemned already. So maybe just c5 for a moment. I'm just getting ready for knight a8 and rerouting later maybe to c7 to e6. But he's always got bishop e4 now. Bishop g7. Threatens maybe f6 in some way, in inverted commas. I don't know if that's really a useful threat to win that pawn. He's shredding my king safety here. That's very nice. If c6, a6, that's nice. Wow, okay. So, my king is being shredded at the moment. Very nice. Okay. I'm going to hope this is not losing immediately. If I take and then c6, maybe the knight can crawl back now to b6. Probably for knight a4 to be able to just take that as a luxury. And that's a weakness, and that d5 is possible as taking and then the diagonal. Is d5 useful though? I mean, maybe it's useful, maybe it isn't. d6, bishop a3. I can play d6. Maybe that's more to the point. On bishop a3, bishop e5. No, d6. No. d6, he just plays queen c6. What about d5? Back to the drawing board. d5. CD. Okay, d5 looks crazy, but maybe. So ED, queen e4, and the diagonal. I'm shielding c6 for a moment. Okay, I don't mind the queen's coming off. That's the last of my worries. The queen's coming off is the last of my worries. I've avoided a stranded knight on a8. That's good. I've avoided my king being mated. So, yeah, the queen's coming off. Not so bothered about that. Okay, I can undouble the pawns, which is good in principle. However, in practice, it's worth maybe making a note of the frontal pressure, subtle upside of ED. But, you know, ED, I think bishop a3. Let's just undouble the pawns. Alright, so this guy... Well, there's rook d6 here for bishop takes. Okay, I can protect. I think the issues have gone, disappeared. I can't complain. Alright, thanks, Promo. Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing in the opening. You need to know a lot of STEM games, I think, generally, to play an opening. I don't. I've completely forgotten all of them, really. Okay. Apart from that, yeah. Don Williams, okay. Alright, let's see. Hold on. Okay. Maybe Caracan today. That's done. Caracan. I'm going to try this line which I've had difficulty with white against. With E takes. Okay. I thought he was going to give me the double pawns, but maybe he's playing it sort of in a way that I should have considered playing it just a casual bishop d3 rather than doubling black's pawns. I have to make note of Don's repertoire here. I don't want to blunt this bishop. I think g6 looks as though it might be okay. Yeah, the EF capture, I've been thinking that's quite dangerous. I go for c5 here. The centre's too solid. It needs to be undermined. c5. In doing so, I'd be liberating the bishop anyway. c5. I take. Right, with the knight, right. So I've got a pawn in the centre here. Do I dare play e4? Just play rook e8. Wait for the rook to go to e1 away from f2, which means anything like e4 and knight g4 later, but the knight's interrupting that diagonal. It seems mostly pointless. I could play e4 straight away as knight g5. Alright, I'll play rook e8. Alright, so bishop g4 here actually looks interesting. If anything, bishop takes f3 actually. Okay, that's mild, isn't it? I'm just going here. Okay, he's not really going to play g4. That'd be ridiculous. He's creating weaknesses around his king. I can probably play bishop e4 on knight f3. If knight d2, bishop c6, that looks good. Bishop c6, eyeing g2. Can I do better with e4 here? On g4, h6? I don't know if things get a bit crazy there. I can stop knight f3. That looks very tempting. I'm going to do it. I thought he was going to play knight f3 while he had a chance. Okay, he can play g4 here. h6. Knight f7. I take. If I'm going to exchange down, but his king's wrecked. I've got a g-file. Imagine this position, exchange down, but this rook's asleep. I've got a g-file there. I've also got carnage on the diagonal probably. If this is compromised, that diagonal. So what I'm saying is g4, h6, knight f7, rook f7, bishop f7, king takes, g takes, with rook g8, say king h1, queen c6, threatening e3 as an example. That looks like good compensation for the exchange. If he's forced to play g4 here, it looks like that I've got good attacking basis there, I think. g4, h6, knight f7, rook f7, bishop f7, king takes, g takes, g takes. Let's say queen h6, rook g8 check. Well, here if king f1, actually there's even this diagonal here. There's a diagonal there as well. Queen b5, queen a6. Alright, I protect this guy. Or do I? Do I play h6 immediately? He's going to have this tactic and then g4 later. I don't think... No, knight f7 threatens queen h6. There's no time for anything cheeky like knight h5. So this is a different version of events. I'm going to do this because it just looks as though it should be done. It's centralizing. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so h6. There's e3 here for e takes f2. That's a new resource in the position. e3. That's not something I'd spotted before. For e takes and rook e1. That's a perk of doubling the rooks. Because a queen f2, rook e1, winning material. This could change the picture of things because it also liberates the bishop. So I'm threatening a nasty discovered check on the queen. Rook f3. There's rook g3 here. King f1, bishop d3. King e1, rook g1 is winning. If my calculation's right. Rook g3, king f1, bishop d3, king e1. Rook g1. Yeah, it's got a bit tactical with e3. So doubling the rooks looked intuitive. I didn't really know about e3. Maybe sometimes it's good to create those batteries, though. They give you the common squares. Those batteries are dangerous. Maybe find out what they do later. But set them up. Set up the batteries. Find out what they do later. Okay. Nine deuce. Hi there. So, this is a trap I've mentioned before, a sort of positional trap, and I have checked it recently with Stockfish 11 as part of a Kura answer I was doing. I think there's a line where, okay, it's been bypassed anyway. So knight takes and then d3 or bishop c4. d4 looks. Bishop e3, but it's also mentioned in Chess Explains simple repertoire at Chessable, I think. So bishop e2, it looks okay. Bishop e2 here. Okay, this bishop looks a bit blunted. I could take that. This pawn structure, a bit of a rack if I take that and then play c3. But on the other hand, there's c5. Maybe I just castle here. This c5 is okay. I'm going to allow it. I'm not sure I believe it. Okay, it undoubles the pawns, but do I believe it? Maybe bishop e3. Just let my opponent. Okay, c5 is ruled out now. I thought he had to do c5. I'm going to crush c5 out of existence with b4. Okay, this bishop is not happy, surely, in this pawn chain. It can't reroute on this diagonal, which is something I'll try and do if I had a bishop there. Okay, but it can't at the moment because of the double pawns. Okay, there's dynamic stuff. I'll get out of that. Queen c1, trying to switch that off. Queen c1 unpin, basically. Maybe bishop g5 causing f6. It's a few weaknesses to play with. Oh, there's e3 on the card. Take my rook. No, I don't want that. That's not clever. That's not clever at all. Mind you, I'm winning the rook here. Hold on. And there's queen e3 blockading. Let's put a stop to that little pawn. Okay, queen a2. Do I extinguish that just in case? b2. Any f4 move? f3 is queen e5, I've just noticed. But f4 there wouldn't be, but f3 there might be. The bishop's still making its presence felt in the variations. Bishop g4 here. Okay. Here for a moment, I just want to see what he's doing. I'm putting some pressure on the position. I don't have to play c takes. I can play queen takes. Thanks, ninedeuce. Okay. Jonathan, that's Bannon. Okay. Hi there. It's a 3-minute game. Smith Mora. I'll try bishop d3, my pet line. I've sometimes reeled this out. It's not very good. There is one point to it, a trappy point. I think there's a trappy point. Anyway, actually I haven't really checked. d5, e5, 97, e6. It did happen in one of my Blitz games once. It's not a great advert for it at all, really is. You know, this line is really annoying. When you play the Smith Mora and this line happens, it's really kind of annoying. Ah, okay. Anyway, it's a 3-minute game. Bishop h4 to g3. I'm going to overprotect e5 here. Alright, I want to play something like a3, b4, queen d3, if I get a chance. And maybe there's d3 and things are getting tactical. But knight c5, d takes, queen takes, I'm holding the knight. I'm hoping this is possible. So d3, knight takes, d takes, queen takes, holding the knight, I hope. That's been tested. Okay, I might be losing the exchange. Oh well. You can take it then, knight d3. Oh, this is worse. Okay. Alright, it's only a 3-minute game. No big deal, I hope. So h4 and knight g5, going on the attack, is needed. Might just safeguard these pawns or not. Well, it says to trap queen e4 sometimes. Not here because he's on. Oh no, down the bishop's holding f2. Maybe just knight f6 here. Looks dangerous for that pawn pawn. So I'm immediately threatening queen g4, queen g7. Alright, so queen e4. For a moment. There is bishop e5 if I need it to gain a tempo and protect f6. I just want to play queen f4. That's not right, is it? King h3 for g4. Yeah, it's all dangerous from that pawn lurking around, but I think technically black was winning, but it just felt in context the win probability was in my favour there, because I thought it was too dangerous tactically. But I did have to parry the threat of mate myself. That was getting a bit tricky. Bit lucky there. This might be the last game, Cobra. Okay. So c6, rook e8, bishop f8 looks good. E5 not takes because, oh, maybe I can take. There's no discovered attack on my queen just yet. Queen C7. Casting queenside is a bit peculiar to volunteer casting queenside. It's a greater area of responsibility, you know, sometimes. I mean, maybe Queen A5 and then B5. I don't know. I'm wondering if this is a tempo gaining target to knight c4 or knight b3, or is it enough of a nuisance to do this? Is it enough of a nuisance? If knight c4, maybe I take, and then knight takes e4 comes after that. Do I at least create some weaknesses, like b3? Right, there's queen a4 here, kind of pinning down. No, there's knight c1. There's knight c1 protects a2 and hits my queen. Right. So I think maybe b5, a plan like knight e5 to c4, open the b5. I think that's a plan. So b5 and knight e5 to c4. We'll try and open the b5, get the rooks in. It doesn't matter about losing the light square bishop, maybe. And this is a knight d4 coming up. Hold on a sec. This is all a bit dodgy because of knight d4. If I play c5 first, in fact, change the plan. c5 actually threatens c4. Isn't that annoying? Okay, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm going to try this. It sort of addresses knight d4. Is rook e6 here good for pressure on e4? g5, the knight takes e4. There's f3, then there's c4. I'm actually hitting e4 and threatening c4. f3, c4. Knight d4, I would take. Take the knight. Alright, so I take the queen off from rook e8 or not. Or queen c6. There's queen dropping back. Maybe b5 to stop the use of c4, which would give me c4 myself. Is that mostly pointless? Because I'm giving up d4 by playing c4. What about just a5? And then if c4, then I'll have b4 one day after. If g5, knight h5. Okay, here we go. If h5, knight e5. Alright, this knight h5, is it just horrible after f4? f4, knight g3, and then I'm hitting e4, not that hard. Rook g1, it's not doing anything there. So knight d7 it is then. Okay, I'm getting overrun by these pawns. Back I go. I want to keep things closed. So in that regard, h6, even if the king's inconvenienced, I think it overall keeps things more closed. Right, there's a use of e4 here, and there's also bishop g6. I think d5 gives me access to closing up e4 and g6. I'll do that. Okay, I have to Panic. Let's take that before everything gets to disaster state. Knight c4 here. I don't like the look of f6. I might have to blockade. If bishop f3, knight f6. Oh, that bishop was hanging, wasn't it? No, mind you had bishop d5 anyway, winning the queen. So there's queen g6 and there's pressure on d5. Can I just go back for a moment? There's bishop h6. What about knight e4 then? Yeah. Trying to guard against g6. Right, so queen f6 here, I think looks right because there's a pin potential coming up. And this looks like good fun. Did I just lose a rook? Oh. I might have just lost the rook. Hold on. Maybe there's rook e8. Let's check here. Right. Oh, that's all pretty nasty. Pre-move time. Yeah, I didn't deserve any of that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel a bit knackered, actually. I had enough, really, of the tactics. I ended up, my calculation system was shutting down towards the end of this. And it wasn't the sort of game, it was not the ideal game when you feel yourself shutting down tactically. It's not the ideal game to have at the end of a session. I just want to say that. Because there's pressure points here on on d5, on g6. I thought I was just losing a rook. Actually, I just imagined I was just losing a rook here. I think I've been let off. I think it just takes on d8. I didn't just imagine that. Because f1 is covered. That's just, yeah. I've been let back in the game somehow, as if by magic, and I've been let back in the game here because this is check. And here I miss a better move. Why is that better? Rook f6, d4. No idea. It's not coming up. King g8. King g8. I'll take the queens off. So yeah, I think there was an opportunity for bishop takes d8. I'm back in the game here. Okay. Thanks. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the session. Yeah, 1 fun, 10 boring if you want to vote. Oh yeah, a bit lucky there in multiple games as usual. So keep up the challenges, yeah. Thanks very much. Cheers then. Thanks very much.